So I thought I would take this time on my walk to talk more about hair loss with Sisterlocks. And I know a lot of you may not have realized that I did experience some hair loss, but I want to go ahead and clarify that the hair loss was not because of the Sisterlocks. It was because of some other issues. But I want to talk about that because it may be some things that maybe you have been struggling with as well. So my Sisterlocks were established, as you know, I have thin, fine hair, and they were actually established on damaged hair. And I actually, before I started my locks, this part of my hair was the most damaged, so I actually cut that part. So it was actually shorter than the rest of my hair just because it was so damaged. So I knew that going in with my Sisterlocks. And so once my Sisterlocks were established, you know, after a few reties, my loctician noticed that some of the locks, and I had noticed as well, some of the locks in that area, they had, they would slip out more easily, partly because of my hair texture, but I actually lost a few locks. And then my hair was just very low dense and had very low density in that area. So my locticians recommended that that I go to a dermatologist. So went to a dermatologist. So I went to a local, well, I had to travel because I live in the area. And I was looking for a certain type of dermatologist. So I traveled to about an hour away to a nearest dermatologist. And the dermatologist that I went to, they're considered an integrative dermatologist. And basically the difference is, you know, they try to work with your whole body. So one of the things that they did when I first got there, they checked like my vitamins and minerals, like blood work, just to make sure there weren't any deficiencies. And then they also asked about my diet, and mentioned that there are certain foods that are inflammatory that can result in inflammatory responses that can show up on the scalp and in your hair. So after considering all of that, they talked about doing injections. So, you know, I really, when I decided that I was going to go to the dermatologist, I really didn't, I don't know, maybe I was just being naive, but I didn't really know what they would suggest. And so I had never really considered the injections. I will say that I know that at this point in my life, my body prefers natural things. Like, I have very sensitive skin. I mean, that's one of the reasons I stopped eating meat, is just because my body just can't handle that anymore. So going in, I was like, I don't know how my body's going to respond to this, you know. But so they gave me a lot of different options. They talked about plasma injections, which I personally wasn't comfortable with that, using blood. That's like having plasma, your own plasma injected in your scalp. I just wasn't comfortable with that type of treatment. And the other injection, I have to look up the exact name of it, but basically they're steroid injections in your scalp. And they explained that those injections would be done, for the treatment was like 6 injections. And she explained that when they do them, they try to keep the injections localized in the area that, you know, has the most hair loss, just to see. So I had to think about it. Did you like it? Did you subscribe? Don't forget. See you next time.